It's been a little while since I did a book haul, so recently I've been keeping my new books aside, and for today's video I want to finally share them with you. So hi my fellow fantasy book lovers and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Kathy and I'm a fantasy book lover from Belgium. For today's video I'm going through the pile of books that I have kept aside because they're new. Some of them I am reading or have read and most of them I still need to start reading, but let's go through them. And these are not in order of purchase. I just put them on a pile and then yeah, I already am reading one of them at least and we'll see together what's in here. Now a quick side note that I want to make is that I've bought these books in September, October, November even, and a few of them are pre-orders. But without further ado, let's get into the book of 2025. The first book on my pile is my most recent purchase, or the book that arrived latest, and also the book I am obsessed with and currently reading. It is Empire of the Dawn by Kristoff. This is book 3 in the Empire of the Vampire series. As you can maybe tell, this is a slight chunk of a book. I think it's a little bit over 800 pages. I'm reading it on my e-reader because I think it's easier to read on my e-reader and I read faster on my e-reader. But I, of course, bought the Waterstones hardcover. This is the signed exclusive edition, so it has Kristoff's signature in here. And it is, of course, going on my Empire of the Vampire shelf with the other books in this collection. I also placed a pre-order for the Illumicrate special edition, and I also bought the colored edition of the second book, Empire of the Damned. So yeah, if you don't know about this series yet, it is the best books that I have read in a long time. So if you're into sarcastic vampires, epic fantasy, high fantasy, then this series is for you. And I'm not gonna talk too much about this series right now. Pretty soon, whenever I finish book 3, I will be making a video about the entire series and I cannot wait to make that for you. But yeah, I love it. Up next, we have the book that everyone is hyping about on TikTok. It is Alchemised by SenLin Yu. This, if I'm not mistaken, is a Jamai fanfiction originally, but because it was so well written and everyone loved it so much, the author decided to rework it so it could actually be published. I was able to get my hands on a hardcover spray painted special edition, and I'm gonna keep it in the plastic until I actually start reading it, which will be somewhere in the next few weeks or months, I hope. I'm not sure. I have this quite high on my TBR because most people I know who've read it really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm just very curious about it. Up next, we have a gift from my partner. We're both obsessed with bats, and the Cuddly Bat series is one of the funniest I know. We actually follow them on Instagram and we just send each other the comics that they bring out. So this is book number 3 and it is super cute, and I just opened it to a page with pumpkins, which is typical for me. But yeah, Cuddly Bats comic book number 3. Book 4 is about to come out soon as well. Yeah, these are really fun, and if you don't want to actually own it on paper, you can also just follow them on Instagram because everything is on there. Up next, I have a really interesting book by Dimitri Balcaen, and this is a collection of 6 unique vampire stories. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with vampires. I'm very curious about this book, and there is something with the cover. Now, usually you keep fire very far away from your books, but with this one you have to set it on fire or at least heat it up. And I'm gonna demonstrate it to you. So you do this and it becomes the Age of Blood. So be careful not to light the actual book on fire, but this middle piece is actually like heat reactive. And this author is doing lots of fun things with books. So yeah, I'm very curious to whenever I'll start reading it, because it's a collection of short stories. I don't feel as enticed to quickly read it, but who knows, I might pick it up during the holidays, because during the holidays I will actually be at home a lot and will be able to read during the day as well. So then I might just pick this up. Up next, I picked up a few fantasy romance books that were seasonal, so Halloween themed, so they had a little bit more witches and demons. So this is the first book that I picked up. It is called A Match Made in Hell, and the top of the book says, "Is it possible to resist temptation when you're falling for the devil?" And this is probably a palate cleanser that I will read in between epic fantasy books. And then of course I had to pick up Mate by Hazelwood. I read Bright last year and I did quite enjoy it. It's not the best books ever, but she's very good at writing romance books. So this second fantasy romance by Hazelwood seemed like something I might enjoy. And if not, I will put this book up on Vinted afterwards. The next book I picked up is the second book in the Servant of Earth series by Hawley. This is a fae-based fantasy world, and in book 1 we follow our main character as she goes into the fae court, even though she's not supposed to be there, and this follows up on that book. For now, this is one of the better fae-based or elven-based series that I am personally reading, so if you like those types of books, I recommend picking these up. Then we have a book that I actually purchased mainly for my partner, but that I'm heavily interested in as well. It is The Bone Raiders by Nicholas Eames. It says, "We didn't start the fire, but our giant fire-breathing lizards did." So this is a very battle-oriented epic fantasy with a lot of fighting, and because the main characters are female, I felt quite intrigued by this book. Then a book I picked up solely for the title and the cover and that I actually haven't looked into. It is The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends. Love bites, then it sucks. So I don't know if this is actually going to be a decent book. I haven't even looked it up on Goodreads, but yeah, the cover spoke to me and vampires. Up next, another fantasy book that I think my partner will enjoy more than I do. This is 7 Recipes for Revolution by Ryan Rose, but it just looked so cool to me. So apparently this is like a butcher who's being called out to go fight again, or to fight basically. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it too much. I just know that this is like an epic fantasy with a lot of fighting and with a main character who is a butcher. And then the final new book in my collection is actually a gift from a friend of mine, so thank you again, Ona. This is the second part to a book that I already own. This is called The Robin on the Oak Throne. Can You Trust the Dark When You Know That It Lies by K.A. Linde. And this is actually the book that follows on the run in the Hawley library, which I haven't read yet, but that I own and that I want to read. And because my friend thinks I will like it, she also got me the second book. Feel free to let me know in a comment down below which of these books would you want to read as well. And of course, what books have you picked up recently that I could maybe have a look at as well. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and if you haven't already and you'd like to be, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm making weekly videos again and I would love to have you for every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching and happy reading. Bye!